Okay. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I don't think you can hear me now. Okay, Todd is in. Okay, connected. Can you hear me, Todd?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Testing. I can't hear myself. Excellent.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Todd?
I can hear you. Yes.
All right, let's see. That's output, input, output, input. Put that down. I can't hear myself. Let's see. I can't hear Todd either, so
You can't
it
hear me
says you're
either.
connected. No, let's see. Unmute you, Todd. Okay, gotcha.
Can you hear me?
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure out why I can't hear
You had me
live.
muted.
Okay, I see that, but I can't hear myself. Hmm. All right, let's switch it over to just the open source. Turn on built-in speakers.
Oh.
Okay, can you hear me, Todd?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I couldn't, but I can now.
Okay.
How does it sound?
So you sound clear.
Okay, good. Okay, I just went on. I'm going through the computer now. My headset don't seem to be working, so. Okay. Today's show is ovarian cyst and fibroids and the risk of losing your uterus. I got a little story I'm going to share with you on that one too, but okay, Mr. Herbalist.
This is a
People
serious
are,
topic. The reason this is a serious topic is because 75 to 80% of women have fibroid tumors or ovarian cysts at some point in their life. So this is something that most women have to deal with.
that's a large number. So are you saying women are going to have fibroid tumors? That's a high number, bro.
Yeah, virtually every woman at some point in time has fibroid tumors or ovarian cysts, and nobody talks about it.
Uh, when you say nobody talks about it, do you mean the women don't talk about it?
The women don't talk about it. The doctors don't talk about it until you come in. And even when you come in with the fibroid tumors, they wait until your fibroid tumors get so bad that they have to recommend surgery instead of telling you how to get rid of it or prevent it in the first place.
I got to see that's my biggest thing. I got a story I'm gonna share with you real quick. It was a customer of mine. She went to the doctors and okay, the doctor says, she's up in age, 50, 60, between 50 and 60, and the doctor tells her, hey, you got little small 2 to 3 centimeters ovarian cyst and fibroid tumors, and then so the customer said, well, can we cut them out? And the doctor said, no, but we can take your uterus out instead. And then the lady said, wait a minute, you can't give me a better option? And the doctor said, well, if you was 20, we would cut them out. But since between 50 and 60, we're just going to go ahead and take your uterus out. That messed me up. I can't imagine a doctor not giving that person options that they want outside of surgery or losing their uterus. That just blew my mind. And so when the lady told me about it, I was like, wow. And she was like, well, I wanted a different option, but they wouldn't give me a different option because of my age. And she said that's what that particular office or hospital does. I was blown away.
Well, see, here's the reason they're doing that. And I'm only going to speculate. The doctor's making the assumption that because she's 50 or 60, she's past her childbearing years and there's no need for her to have her uterus. So there's an opportunity to have a surgery and make money here. Where a lesser surgery would be just to scrape the fibroids off.
Okay.
But
First of all, my name's Forrest Gump, and
and
I'm
I'm
an
Todd
herbalist,
Lyman.
and we're both herbalists. Okay, so we have one goal, and that is to educate as much as we can and show people that there are better options. Before you make a decision, you absolutely have to do some research. If you don't, you're going to pay for it later. In the case in the little scenario I just told you about, the lady did not go with the doctor's options, which I think was appropriate. So before people get any kind of cut or surgery or anything, your uterus taken out, your prostate taken out, your appendix taken out, your thyroid taken out, before you get anything cut out, you absolutely have to look at your options. What do you say about that, Mr. Herbalist?
That's absolutely correct. Because when you start deferring to someone else, you're going to get you're going to get a result that you may not want.
And I got another story of another customer who did exactly that. He said he didn't know what to do. It's a guy, didn't know what to do. Obviously, his prostate was inflamed, and so he had a friend who got it taken out. So the only person he could talk to was the friend, and the friend told him to go get it taken out. So of course he went and got it taken out. Then he meets me, and I say, "Well, I wouldn't let you did that." I say, "All you had was, a swollen prostate. You did not have the necessary need to have your prostate cut out of you." He regrets it to this day, but it eats me up inside because they're only given options of surgery on things that like so simple as a inflammation or swelling in the body. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn.
Well, okay. So when you go to someone who specializes in surgery, they're going to recommend surgery. So you can't get mad at the result they're getting because they're going to the wrong place to get their answer.
Yeah, but what happened to honesty? What happened to, sir? You do have options. Well, how come doctors don't give people the options? Because people go and trust them, right? I mean, they've become the god of healing. So how come they don't give? How come they're not honest enough to tell people, look, before you get hacked up by me, have you tried these things over here? How come they don't do that?
Okay. You want me to be honest?
Yes.
I'm running a business. I'm in the business of creating surgery. So why would I give you first of all, the option that you asked me what your options are. I'm giving you the options that we have at this office here. So these are the options that I offer. Now, if you're looking for other options, you might need to go someplace else.
So a doctor's oath of office is no longer valid.
No, I didn't say it's office. So, for example, if you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and you go in there and ask them for a hamburger, they're like, "That's not an option here. You're in the wrong place."
Okay, so basically what you're saying is it's up to you to discover what your options are before you go to anybody's office talking about anything until you look at all your options. Basically, that's what you're saying.
Correct.
Then what we offer here on our podcast is is a way to at least talk to somebody that's who going to at least put forth all your options, no matter what kind of problem you're faced with. That's what we do as herbalists because we deal with nature. And we've seen the effects of how nature actually heals because the body is the only doctor. Everybody else is practicing. So if a woman has ovarian cyst and fibroid tumors, then instead of getting your uterus cut out, you need to find someone that's going to tell you what your options are. Is that fair to say?
That's exactly fair to say. So, so to get back to the fibroid tumors, the first thing you need to do is determine what's causing the fibroid tumors. And then you want to stop doing what's causing it so that they'll shrink because you weren't born with these fibroid tumors.
Nope. So that means, okay, so, and this is what I like to tell people, which is very truthful. The reason a woman grows a ovarian cyst or fibroid tumor is so freaking simple and easy to get rid of. But the reason they grow it is because their body is deficient in the appropriate minerals and nutrients. For example, iodine is a -1 and potassium is a +1. When the iodine is too low, the potassium falls into little and grows little bags, what we call trash bags, on the uterus, which becomes ovarian cyst and a fibroid tumor. Now, think about what I just said. If the iodine being deficient causes the potassium to fall out and grow the bag, so we got a potassium bag growing in the uterus, the easiest fix would be to put the iodine back so the potassium will stop and then the bag stops growing.
Right. So
My
what you're basically saying from a chemistry perspective is the opposite charge of the iodine is holding the potassium in solution. That's what
That's
you're
correct.
basically saying.
That's correct.
And so what ends up happening to women is they have these fibroid tumors that start growing, and they start off small, like maybe the size of a grape, maybe even smaller than that. But
No,
if you
smaller
if
than
you
that. Way smaller than that.
right. And then, but if you don't address this issue, next thing you know, you have a size of an orange, you have a size of a grapefruit inside of you, and then you start having these pains when you have pains when you're having sexual intercourse, you have pain when you go to the bathroom, you have pain when you're having your menstrual cycle, and that this causes other problems because now you're bleeding
Excessive.
7, 10, 12, 15 days out of the month, which causes you to be what? Iron deficient, which causes you to have anemia. So you're causing your body's holistic. It's all connected, and you're causing other problems. So then you're taking sanitary pads that you're getting from the store that have chemicals on it that make you bleed heavier. But they don't tell you that. But
Okay, so this is really simple. Iodine and potassium is the main minerals that will stop the body from growing such things. And if you've already got one, that means you're still iodine deficient, and your potassium is constantly falling out. Every time you put it in, it falls out. It grows that bag. Now, these are easy fix. Everything we say, and I like to say it like this: for every physical ailment, there's a physical solution. When it comes to herbs,
mhm.
people don't know that, and so they see herbs as this voodoo. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't realize is medication is voodoo because it's created by man. Man didn't create man, but man creates medication, and then people give their entire trust to someone in a white jacket who does not have their best interest at heart. And you can tell because they don't tell them the stuff we're saying right now.
That's true. And so let me give women some clues. So how do you know you're iodine deficient? See, that's the first thing you need to know is, well, how do you know? So when you start craving chocolate, that's a cue. That's a sign that you're iodine deficient. See, what's happening is there's caffeine in chocolate, and your body is craving that caffeine, and as a result of being iodine deficient. So this is why you're always getting what's it called, Hershey chocolate bars and stuff like that when you're before your menstrual cycle because you're iodine deficient. See, so problem with the tumors is it's a caffeine toxicity. You've got too much caffeine in your body, and you're iodine deficient. This is a surefire way to create fibroid tumors in your body. Now, why are you hearing this for the first time on this radio show, and you haven't heard this from a doctor?
And
Because
the,
they're not interested in healing you. They're interested in managing your situation.
but women fall for this. There are so many women right now who got this easy to fix problem that don't understand how simple it is to fix it. Now, it don't grow. Fibroid tumors don't grow overnight. They take a minute to grow. They take time. That's why the
Oh yeah.
doctor always say when they're really small, he say, okay, let's just wait. He's saying instead of saying, well, let's check your iodine and your potassium, and let's get it back in balance so the fibroid can go away. The doctor will never say that at all. It ain't gonna happen. But he tells the women to wait till the damn thing grows.
Right. Which makes absolutely no sense. So you're going to tell me I have a small grape in my body that's a fibroid tumor. You're going to tell me to come back next year during my pap smear and we'll check to see what's going on. If you don't tell me how to reduce it or to get rid of it, it's going to get worse. So when it come back next year, it's a little bit bigger. Come back 5 years later, now you got a grapefruit inside of you. See, then he says, guess what? You having pain during intercourse? We're gonna take your whole damn uterus out. What if you want to have some children?
Uh,
What if you know? I mean, this is what if you can cause ramifications in your marriage. What if your husband wants more children and you can't give it to him
not to mention
because
the imbalance. Not to mention the imbalance it creates when you take an organ out of the body. You throw the body off balance, for lack of
yeah,
a better word. Listen. Nothing in your body was put in there to be cut out for later because somebody told you it doesn't. You don't need it anymore. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard in my entire life. But people fall for that shit every day. I cannot believe. You think you don't need your appendix? You think you don't need your uterus? You think you don't? You hold on. You think you don't need your gallbladder?
Yeah.
People are lied to the extent that it makes them ignorant because they listen to it and they fall for it. And here's what they say: I was afraid. They scared me. Nobody ever told me this. Get off your lazy ass. Start asking questions. Even to the doctor, ask questions.
Yeah.
Always ask for a better solution because if you don't, you're gonna get his.
And you know what? This is not to beat up doctors, because guess what? Some of them, if you ask the question, first of all, nobody's ever going to the doctor asking, "How can I prevent this from happening?" They don't ask. People don't ask
Yeah.
that question. They go in there asking, "I got this problem. Can you? How do I get rid of it?" So you're asking the wrong questions. First of all, the first thing you need to ask is, "What caused this?" Okay, so if I figure out what caused it, I can get rid of it. But if you follow the path that they give you, they take your uterus out. Then your hormones are all off balance. They prescribe to you what's called Premarin, which is a hormone replacement drug. And that hormone replacement drug, the reason they call it Premarin is because it's derived from pregnant mare urine. So pre for pregnant, mare for horse, urine. That's what they give. That's what that's derived from. So that's where you're getting your hormones to keep you from being
Yeah.
all off balance psychologically.
Ape shit. Okay. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. How do we how do we reach women who just don't know? Now there are women who, well, I don't want no man telling me, sweetheart. The medical industry is a man is a man industry. It really is. Women have come up in it, but the reality is men started the medical industry. Now, I said all to say this. If you continue to put all your faith in someone who does not have your best interest at heart, then you are going to suffer. I'm not going to even mention what's happening right now. I'm gonna stay on topic. Fiber tumors and ovarian cysts start out at the size of an ink pen, the tip of an ink pen. That's how small they start. And they grow from there because people wait. Your diet is obviously bad because you're mineral deficient. But my concern is, how do I reach women to tell them the truth and even tell them where they can learn the truth on their own if they so desire? Don't trust me, check me. Because the doctor ain't gonna give you this. And I'm not beating up the doctor like you said. I'm concerned with helping women face something that I know the medical industry is not going to do. They don't care for you to know about what we're trying to teach. They don't want you to know this because that hurts them. It doesn't hurt you, it hurts them, even though it hurts you. We're only
And the doctor's
concerned.
and the doctor's only gonna help you based on the training he's received. His training is based on management.
So
So
if you
when
don't
you go to somebody, if you don't want some, you never want to go to somebody who specializes in managing your disease. You want to go to somebody who's into preventing or healing your disease.
so then
So
that's a
let's give
that's a question they need to ask the doctor then. Or hey doc, I know what my problem is, but are you gonna manage or help me heal? Which one are you gonna do? So that's a question they could ask.
right.
And when he hems and hums, you know he finna lie to you. If he go wells, uh, then you know the next word out of his mouth is gonna be a lie. It ain't gonna be in your favor. And that's the only reason you want to go to a doctor's office in the first place, right?
That's true. So
To
let's
have
just give people some basics.
okay.
Okay, so if you want to prevent yourself from having fibroid tumors, number one thing you need to cut out of your diet is dairy. You need to reduce the ice cream, the cheese, the milk, all these dairy products. You
Wait
need
a
to
minute,
get you
Mr.
need to cut
Herbalist.
those out.
I can't stop that, Mr. Herbalist. I like my cheese and dairy and milk stuff, man. Is
Well,
you crazy?
I understand you got that, you like that, but guess what? If you want to continue to eat these things that you're not supposed to be eating, you may have a problem in the bedroom and might start having pain during intercourse. So you want to have recreational sex that you can enjoy, or you want to have your ice cream? I'm all about giving you choices.
Okay. Get rid of the dairy. What else?
Okay, so dairy is number one. Number two, you need to know how to get iodine in your body. The best sources of iodine are the seaweeds, so the bladderwrack. What else is
Irish moss.
Irish moss?
Yep.
See the sea vegetables. That's the way that you get your organic iodine. When I
Yep.
say iodine, I'm not telling you to go get some iodine pills, which is inorganic iodine that your body can't use. You got to get an organic source. So go get your iodine from a plant-based source. So the seaweeds are number one for that.
Okay, start right there. Start right there. No such things as vitamins. Stay away from vitamins. Vitamins are a concoction made by someone to make money. That your body cannot use vitamins. That's not organic. That is inorganic. That is a chemical. Your body can't use it. It tries to, but it cannot. It will not work for the problems that you have with your body. Next.
Okay, so let me just clarify what you just told people. When people are looking for vitamin C, that's what they call absorbic acid. Absorbic acid does not exist in nature in an isolated form like that. So what you're taking is a synthetic version of something that's in a plant. So what happens when you take these things? That's why there's dosages on these vitamins, because if you take too much vitamin C, you can hurt yourself. You can't hurt yourself by eating too many bananas or eating too many apples, because you're getting the source of you're getting the source of the nutrient you're after balanced in the plant.
That's correct.
So this is why, let me just go a little further. Anytime you go to a store and you're looking for a vitamin or a mineral and it's not based on a plant source, you need to run. That's not what you're supposed to be taking. So when
Okay,
they
stop.
sell you,
Stop.
so
Say
for
that again.
example,
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Say
so
that again.
anytime you're taking a vitamin or mineral that you get from the store, it's not based on a plant source. That means you need to run away from that. That's not what you need. So I'm gonna give you an example. So if you're looking for calcium, you do not want calcium carbonate. That is inorganic. You are an organic being. If you want iron, you don't want iron ferrosis. You want iron that comes from spinach. You don't want to get iron by chewing on railroad tracks. That's iron too. But you need to understand that all minerals come in two forms, and you don't have the ability to convert inorganic minerals into an organic form that you can use. So that's why you have to have the plants of the world absorb the minerals in the soil and deliver it to you in an organic form. So we got to get rid of the dairy. You got to get your iodine levels up. Limit your meat consumption. And see, here's the problem too. Another reason why you get rid of the caffeine, you're toxic. The reason your body's creating these trash bags is because you're toxic. If you're having a menstrual cycle that's more than 3 days, you're on the road. You're on the road to a bad health situation.
You are
Bad health.
you are toxic and you are tore up. That's all he just said. Period.
Yeah. And so, and like I said, if you want to, if while you're trying to get yourself better, you got to understand that these these sanitary pads that you're using and tampons, they're all bleached. So you're putting a bleach substance next to your vagina or inside your vagina, and that bleach is leaching into your body, causing all kinds of havoc.
So you're putting so you're putting bleach against your most prized possession.
Yeah, the gateway to bring the gateway to bring life into the planet.
It's bleached. It's bleached up.
So there's no reason. There's no wonder you having problems. So if you have to use sanitary napkins, there are pads you can get that are brown. You go to any health food store and get them. I can't think of the name of the brand right at the moment, but you can get the brown unbleached pads. Maybe they might cost a little more, but guess what? Your health is worth you spending a little more.
And if it ain't, keep doing what you're doing.
And we got somebody waiting for you that will take your uterus out. I don't. I have so many.
I'm sorry. I'm
I have so
sorry.
many friends that have had their uterus taken out in their 20s and 30s. Luckily, they had a couple kids before they did this. But sometimes women have their uterus taken out at 25, and you didn't
That's
have never
crazy.
had a chance to have children.
That's crazy. That is, and all based on ignorance. It's all because of ignorance. You wouldn't ordinarily get your uterus taken out if you were intelligent. You wouldn't do that. You would tell the doctor, man, you better get on. You're not cutting nothing out of me. But people it's a new world. It really is. And it's unfortunate that the people in this new world are lacking in intellect. They're lacking in the ability to make a wise decision. And healing is so simple. There is no
It's-
disease under the freaking sun, and I can name them all, that isn't caused by diet. That's simple. A fibroid tumor and ovarian cyst is a toxic, I call it TDD, toxic deterioration deficiency. You're overly toxic. the deficient in the minerals in you. As a
You got
result
me
of that,
choking over here.
I can't help it. It's just this is just too easy to fix. And our biggest thing is people look at us when we try to tell them stuff like, "Who are you? Who you think you are? You ain't got no doctors. You ain't no doctor. You ain't got no DR in front of your name. That's why you dying because of the DR.
Hmm.
That's called a disciplinary report in prison. You finna go get your disciplinary report, and it ain't gonna be good."
So you have to understand, what people have to understand is they have to take personal responsibility for their health. Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't offer some solutions. So we do have products that we have a fibroid formula to help you with your fibroid tumors. We also have an iodine formula that you take with the fibroid formula to speed the recovery.
And,
So there are things that you can do and herbs you can buy that can solve this problem. But number one, first thing you need to do is get your diet under control. And then secondly, take the supplements that are going to correct the problem, because the solution to your problem is you have to use the universal law of cause and effect. Eliminate the cause, and the effect, which is your fibroid tumors, is going to go away.
oh
You'll
wait,
never get rid of your fibroid tumors by 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 dealing with the end result. You got to deal with what's causing it. When you fix what's causing it, you'll get rid of the problem.
and I gotta add this. I must say this. Just like your body grows the fibroid tumor, your body will get rid of it. In other words, if the potassium is building the trash bag in your body, the moment the potassium stops growing the fibroid tumor, guess what happens? It starts to shrink automatically because that's what the body does. It shrinks and then it falls out in your cycle. So your body will shrink it just like it will grow it. So that's easy. That's real simple.
Right. And see, the good thing about women is they have an extra way to get rid of toxicity. That's what the menstrual cycle is for. It's not designed for this, but the menstrual cycle is now being used to get rid of toxins. But it's not designed for that. But there's another channel. You have your kidneys, you have your liver, you have your colon, you have your skin. These are all ways that toxins come out of your body.
Mhm.
And because women are so toxic, the body is now using the vagina to get rid of toxins. That's why your cycle is so heavy. You shouldn't be having um, more than just, 3 days is the max. 3 days is max. That's still not perfect, but that's acceptable. If
Right.
you're having 7 days, 9 days, 10 days, you bleeding 15 days, you bleeding, you're hemorrhaging.
Yeah, hemorrhaging. Yep.
You know, you losing so much blood that you can't possibly think that your body's not designed to lose that much blood. Your body's not designed to lose any blood. That's your life force. So if you're bleeding like that, that means you're going to be deficient of other minerals.
Yeah.
Your iron's going to be deficient. Now you got fatigue. You got other issues. You affect your ability to just be healthy.
Your hormonal system is totally out of whack, all because of toxicity. Is the easiest fix in the world. You gotta just do your part, and that's what we're here to help people do their part. What other ways do we help women with this particular issue, Todd?
There's different herbs like red raspberry leaf. There's so many different things that people can use to heal their reproductive system. You know, it's just a matter of the very basics is change your diet. These things that you're eating are not even food. That's number one. You know, only man is eating cooked foods. Everything else on the planet is eating raw, unless it's a pet, unless it's in a zoo. You don't
Wait,
see you don't see kangaroo.
That's a what do they call? That's a domesticated animal. That is not
Right,
natural. Even that's not natural. So
right. You
you're
know,
right. Only man is doing that.
right. And so when you look at other animals in the wild, they're not. You don't see kangaroos hopping around popping Viagra because so they can get the groove on. You
Uh,
know, they don't have these problems. They don't have high blood pressure. They don't have these issues because they're eating the diet that their body is designed to have. You can look at your own teeth and see that you're not supposed to be eating meat. You don't have canine teeth designed to eat meat. You don't have the ability to catch and kill and eat the food raw, fur, bones, and everything like a snake. You don't have that. So you shouldn't be eating these things. You're drinking milk that's not even from your own species. No other animal in the wild is drinking milk from another species.
Yeah,
Unless it's under emergency circumstance, like a cat may let a dog, a puppy drink milk, but that's an emergency. You're not
yeah.
drinking no goddamn milk from another species. And you wonder why you're all messed up.
Okay, okay. So ovarian cyst and fibroid tumors are what we consider is an easy fix because of what we know. Because of what you don't know, that's why you're going to suffer. That's why you're going to have surgery and things of that nature. You don't have to. That don't have to happen to you. If you so happen to hear this audio, reach out to us 888-619-4372. Find out from the herbalist, what you can do naturally to stop suffering unnecessarily. Surgery is not necessary for a fibroid tumor. Surgery is not necessary for cancer. Surgery is not necessary for diabetes, hypertension, autoimmune disease. None of these things that I'm naming require surgery. They just simply require a diet change and the right minerals and nutrients intake. It's that simple. I think we pretty much covered this one, Mr. Herbalist. You got
Yeah,
anything before we cut
I
this
get a
off?
little passionate about this sometimes. I'm the calm when you get passionate, but this is
Right.
something that just annoys me because so many women are suffering from this, and it's not necessary.
So okay. www.herbsoftheforest.com 888-619-4372. Give us a call, and don't be afraid to talk to us. We've seen it all. Yeah, I mean, we're human just like you, and we're only here to help. And even if you don't go through us, at least start seeking the knowledge that's going to change your particular situation. Because if you're suffering, you're doing it on purpose, and you don't have to do that. Thanks for listening, and we're out, Mr. Todd.
Okay, let's have a nice day.
Until we're back out here Wednesday and next Saturday as well. Thanks for
Okay,
listening.
bye bye.
Peace.